I recently completed the web application pen testing learning path on TryHackMe, and it was actually way more difficult than I was expecting, and I learned a lot in the process. In this video, I want to give you a detailed overview of that path, but I also want to compare it over to Hack the Box Academy, where there's another excellent learning path called the Bug Bounty Hunter path. As someone who has done both of them, I will give you my honest thoughts on which one might be a better fit for you based on your background and your experience. So first, let's go ahead and dive in. Here's the web application pen testing path that I completed, and I'll show you some of the things that it covers. Now, I will say one big win for TryHackMe is they are much more streamer friendly than Hack the Box. On Hack the Box, I can't showcase any of this in much detail without breaking their rules, and I don't want them to come after me because I'm a big fan of Hack the Box. I have a VIP Plus sub, I have a Hack the Box Academy Gold sub, so huge fan of them, but I'm not allowed to stream any of their paid content over on the Academy. But on TryHackMe, I can show all of it, so thank you. Kudos, TryHackMe. But the web application pen testing path covers authentication, injection, advanced server-side, advanced client-side, HTTP request smuggling. But let me show you what that means practically. So over on authentication, we have enumeration and brute force, session management, JWT security, OAuth vulns, MFA, hammer, and this is one thing I really like about TryHackMe, which is similar to Hack the Box Academy. There's a lot of theory, and then there's like a challenge room. So the hammer room is a complete challenge room. It is not guided. You dive in and see if you're able to exploit the machine, but also in a lot of these, it's similar. You have some learning paths followed by a practical challenge. Same with injection attacks here, right? We're going to go through SQL injection, NoSQL, XXE, server-side, LDAP, ORM injection, which is something not often talked about. I don't think I've seen that covered really anywhere else. Maybe Portswigger if my memory serves me correct. And then once again, we have a challenge at the end, Injectix, where you have to use your injection skills to take control of a web app. So really enjoyed that part of it. We have advanced server-side attacks. Once again, insecure deserialization. Now this really is advanced. All right, if you're new to web apps, don't just dive into insecure deserialization because you are going to walk away very confused and very lost. You build up to this point. So when TryHackMe says advanced, they mean advanced. We have SSRF or server-side request forgery, file inclusion and path traversal, just taking it up a little step notch from the more beginner paths. We have race conditions, prototype pollution, another one that's quite difficult to understand. It took me a while to really wrap my head around prototype pollution, followed by, once again, a challenge room of include, using your server exploitation skills to take control of a web app. We have advanced client-side attacks, cross-site scripting, CSRF, DOM-based attacks, cores and SOP, challenge room, what's your name? And then finally, the one that was the bane of my existence just because I suck at it is HTTP request smuggling. Now, let me know in the comments if this is a struggle for you as well, but I call it HTTP requests struggling because that's a much more accurate depiction of how I work through this. You see I did all of it, including like WebSockets, browser desync, but I'll just be real with you. This was by far the most difficult part of the path for me. I supplemented this material right here with Portswigger Academy. They did like the original research in HTTP request smuggling, but even then I was still a little bit lost. I also supplemented it with Hack the Box Academy. So I did all three platforms, and I just suck at HTTP request smuggling. I don't know why it's so complicated for me to wrap my mind around, but trying to get the correct syntax, especially the HTTP2 request smuggling where you're modifying like the binary stuff. Those of you who have done the HTTP request struggling, like I have, you know that it's HTTP request struggling, not HTTP request smuggling, but I did successfully complete it, followed by a challenge called El Bandito, which was also a very, very difficult challenge where you have to do all of this crazy desyncing and smuggling stuff in order to get the final flag. But that's a quick overview of everything that this path covers, and here's what I will say. If you want to be a web app pen tester, or if you're already a web app pen tester and you want to go beyond just trying to do JavaScript alert to prove cross-site scripting, I highly recommend this path. It's more affordable than Hack the Box Academy unless you have a student. Unless you're a student, then I believe Hack the Box Academy, you can get it for like $8 a month or something along those lines. But outside of that, with TryHackMe, you have a one-time fee, and I believe it was on sale recently for like $8 or $9 a month, but it's a little more now. But you pay that fee, and it gives you access to everything on the TryHackMe platform. And this learning path right here is top-notch. It's going to take you a while to go through it. When you're done, you do get a cool looking certificate. You can see it is right here, right? I have completed it. It acknowledges that Tyler Ramsbey has successfully completed the web application pen testing learning path on January 6, 2025. Time to complete 31 hours and 53 minutes. And honestly, I think that is pretty accurate. Now, when you go through a learning path on TryHackMe, one of the downsides of being so streamer friendly is it's very easy when you get stuck to immediately go to Google and find a Medium article that just drops all the flags for you. I would encourage you, do not do that. You are only cheating yourself in the process. For example, I shared before when I was going through the HTTP request struggling, not smuggling, I really struggled through it. And I was tempted to just go to a Medium article, find all the flags, jump them in and be like, all right, I'm done. I'm wiping my hands of this. But I didn't. I did all of it on here. I did all of the section in Portswigger Academy, their entire learning path on HTTP request smuggling, and over on Hack the Box Academy, I believe it's covered in the senior web pen tester path. I did all of that as well just to help myself understand it. So take your time when you're going through any learning path, whether it's TryHackMe or Hack the Box. Do not fall into the trap of just dumping random flags from random blogs. And if you're one of those people who just make a blog where all you do in your blog is drop flag after flag after flag, stop it. You're not even teaching. You're not helping other people. Don't be one of those people. I'm cool with write-ups. Just make sure in your write-up you actually teach. You don't just drop flag after flag after flag after each answer. Take the opportunity to teach. But overall, really strong, really well done pathway. And just to be blunt, I was impressed by the upper level of it. I think TryHackMe has had a reputation, honestly, a good reputation of being beginner friendly, but a lot of people begin with TryHackMe on the beginner side of things. And we tell them, even I will tell people, hey, start with TryHackMe. And once you're a little more advanced, jump over to Hack the Box Academy and work your way through there. But I'll be real with you. I think TryHackMe is stepping up their game. This really was an advanced learning path that caused me to struggle on a bunch of the parts, but I learned a lot in the process. Now let's compare that over to Hack the Box Academy, another incredible learning resource. And just to show you that I'm a big fan of Hack the Box Academy, let me go, I think it might be dashboard if I can open it. We'll see if it opens. Maybe. Come on. I believe in you. There we go. So just want to show you all the things that I have done here. You see that I am about 50% of the way through the senior web pen tester path, which is a great pathway. And if we go over to paths right here, we'll go over job role paths. And I have done all of this, although I think they added a module after I completed it. But I completed the bug bounty hunter pathway, I completed the pen tester pathway, and I'm about 50% through the senior web pen tester pathway. So a big fan of Hack the Box Academy as well. But let's check out the bug bounty hunter path and see what it all covers compared to the web pen tester path over on TryHackMe. And honestly, I'm not sure which one to compare this to, whether this would be the senior web one or the regular bug bounty one. But I think the more better comparison is between this and the bug bounty path over on Hack the Box. So you can see it covers many of the same things. This begins a little more beginner friendly, right? Hack the Box Academy covers by web requests, introduction to web apps, using web proxies, but TryHackMe does that as well. So one thing you'll notice, if you go over to the Learn tab here and click Learn, and you look at the full learning path, for the penetration tester path, we have junior pen tester, web fundamentals, web application pen testing, and red teaming. Now you can see I've completed both of these, web app pen testing and red teaming. I haven't completed web fundamentals, but if we click into web fundamentals and see what it covers many of the things the beginning of this path covers. So we have kind of an introduction of web applications, as well as some basic enumeration. We have an intro to web hacking, walking in application, content discovery, subdomain enumeration, auth bypass, IDOR, file inclusion, intro to SRF, intro to cross-site scripting, command injection, SQL injection, and intro over to Burp Suite, how to use Burp Suite. I prefer Kaido, but hey, each one takes their thing. And then some web hacking fundamentals, how websites work, blah, 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 blah. So these are all the things leading up to the web application pen testing pathway. So to help you understand this, the bug bounty hunter pathway in Hack the Box Academy is basically both of these: web fundamentals and web application pen testing. So to compare them accurately, we need to compare both of these to the one job role over here in Hack the Box. So it begins with web requests, introduction to web applications, using web proxies, and it teaches Burp Suite a little bit. I think that TryHackMe goes in a little more detail on Burp Suite, but I could be wrong here. We'll pull up this path and we will check it out together here on Web Proxies. Now, I can't actually show you the material, but I can give you a quick overview. So if we look at this, we have blah, blah, burp intruder, burp scanner, extension. So it really doesn't go into too much detail in burp. I think over here on TryHackMe, on their burp room or their burp module here, it is a much better job of covering how to use Burp Suite. So that's a +1 to TryHackMe if we're comparing 1-to-1 on that. We have information gathering web edition that's very similar to what we see over on Intro to Web Hacking, covers some of the very same material. Attacking web applications with FFUF. I don't believe TryHackMe here covers FFUF. It might cover it in some of these other rooms, but as you can see, I didn't do all of it. So I apologize if it does cover FFUF, but I don't recall it teaching FFUF in any of this as a really good detail of it, which would be a +1 over to Hack the Box Academy. FFUF is an amazing tool, especially if you use Burp Suite Community Edition and you're rate limited on intruder or fuzzing attacks. If you know how to use FFUF alongside a Burp Suite, you can overcome a lot of those limitations. And I remember this module being a really good job of covering FFUF, so I appreciate that. We have this one right here, which I haven't found super helpful in my own pen testing, but we have JavaScript deobfuscation that is not covered by TryHackMe as far as I know, deobfuscating JavaScript. But like I said, I don't really have to do that too much in the real world, but still a helpful thing to know, especially maybe on the more blue team side of things when you're looking at malware that might be obfuscated. We have cross-site scripting. This is covered by both of the paths. I will say when it comes to cross-site scripting, although they both do a good job, I think Hack the Box Academy does a little bit better job showing how to weaponize cross-site scripting. TryHackMe does a good job covering it, but the weaponization is a little better done in Hack the Box Academy. Once again, just my personal opinion. They both cover SQL injection. They both do a pretty good job covering SQL injection. We have SQL Map Essentials over on Hack the Box Academy. I don't believe there's anything in this path that covers SQL Map. I believe when we go through the SQL injection room, it will mention SQL Map and how to use it. But when I went through the SQL Map Essentials path over here in Hack the Box Academy, I learned a lot of things about SQL Map that I wasn't aware of, so found that helpful. We have command injection. This is covered by both of them, but once again, I think Hack the Box Academy is a little more in-depth on the command injection. I remember trying to bypass some of the command filters, and it was really difficult, but honestly, once again, not that realistic. I don't think. Like, it felt like it was complex for the sake of being complex. So although it goes in more detail on command injection, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I would actually love to hear from those of you who have done the command injection room on Hack the Box Academy what your thoughts are. File upload attacks, they both cover that a pretty good job. Server-side attacks, they also both cover that a pretty good job. Login brute forcing, they both do a good job. Broken auth, they do a good job. Let's see, web attacks. Once again, they both do a good job covering this. File inclusion, solid. Session security, solid. Web service and API attacks. I don't know if TryHackMe does too much on the API side of things. I remember some rooms where we do some API enumeration, but I don't think there's any specific room that covers API attacks in general. Now, if you know APIs, you know that although they're very similar to typical web apps, there are some API vulnerabilities that are very API specific. So I found that helpful over on Hack the Box, that they had an entire room covering API attacks. They had a hacking WordPress module, which I know TryHackMe has a very similar hacking WordPress module, but it's not in the pathway. But if you have a VIP sub to TryHackMe, you can get access to that. And there's this bug hunting process that also I found helpful that I don't believe is covered under TryHackMe, but it could just be that they're targeting different things. The TryHackMe one, from my experience, was geared more towards becoming a web app pen tester, and that's what I do among a bunch of other pen testing that I do. But as a web app pen tester, I don't do bug bounty for my job, and honestly, I don't even like doing bug bounty. Some people are really good with it. Like, I know Nomsec just got like $100,000 from hacking something on Facebook or Meta, but I'm not him. I feel like every time I do bug bounty, it's just duplicates and it's a waste of my time, and I don't understand why I would do bug bounty for free when I get paid to do that kind of thing for a living. So I don't really do bug bounty. I do pen testing, but if you want to get into bug bounty, I did find this bug bounty hunting process really well done. It's platform agnostic, so it applies the bug hunting process to whatever platform you want to do, and it covers how to write a good report, how to work with the vendor, and how to kind of go through the whole bug hunting process. So overall, if we were to compare these two pathways objectively, so Web Fundamentals plus Web Application Pen Testing, so those being one pathway, and the other pathway being this job role path, the Bug Bounty Hunter path. As far as which one is objectively better, I would say that Hack the Box Academy is of slightly higher quality and a little more depth than the two pathways over on TryHackMe, but I say only slightly. I was thoroughly impressed with the Web Application Pen Tester pathway over on TryHackMe and how in-depth and advanced it is. So although this might edge it out a little bit on depth, honestly, they're both really well done. And if I could encourage which one to do, I would encourage TryHackMe merely because of the price point. Once again, TryHackMe is super affordable. I'm going to try to open a new private tab, and let's see the current TryHackMe pricing right now. We'll see if it shows me now that I'm in incognito. And you can see right here, for a premium account on TryHackMe, it is $10 a month. It was just on sale recently for like $8 a month. So if you missed out on that sale, you missed out. But even without that, you have free access to a lot of that pathway, just not all of it. But $10.50 a month, you get access to everything on the TryHackMe platform. If I have any beef against Hack the Box, it's how freaking confusing the pricing model is. You have the main platform, which let's just look at some Hack the Box pricing. Hack the Box pricing. All right, we'll see if this will show it to us. All right. So it just confusing, all right? We have free, that gives you the active machines and active challenges, 2 hours of PwnBox trial. We have VIP, which is $14 a month. So just like a very basic subscription to their main platform is more than TryHackMe's subscription for their entire platform. This gives you access to retire machines, 24 hours of PwnBox. If you want your own private instances, you need to pay $20 a month, and that's just their main platform. All right, that's not their academy that we just looked at. So let's go ahead and do a Hack the Box Academy pricing, and let's see what this costs. All right, it is confusing. So we have monthly plans here. I'll just scroll up and we'll go through this slowly. We have a yearly plan, $490 a year, which comes to, is there a calculator built into this? Make calculator. We'll do some math real quick. So 490 divided by 12. All right, that is $40 a month to get access to the bug bounty hunter path, the pen tester path, and the SOC analyst path. The TryHackMe provides way more content for a far more affordable price. We have Gold Annual, which is the sub I have. So once again, I'm not a Hack the Box hater by any means. I have the Gold Annual sub, $1,260 a year, and that gives me access to basically everything on Hack the Box Academy. Really well done pathways, especially the advanced stuff like the Senior Web Pen Tester and Active Directory Pen Tester path. I will say the silver one does give you an exam voucher, so that's included in that. I should have pointed that out. Same with the Gold Annual. You have one exam voucher for any of those, including the advanced ones. And we have monthly plans right here. And did I do this right? Why is the yearly plan more expensive than the monthly plan? Oh, you know what? The monthly plan doesn't come with the exam voucher. That's probably why. But to do a monthly plan, you're looking at about $20 a month, and that's going to give you access to the Bug Bounty Hunter path we just looked at, as well as the Pen Tester path. If you want gold, you're paying almost $40 a month, but once again, these don't come with the certification attempts. You have Platinum, which is nearly $70 a month, and then you get these freaking cubes, these cube thingies that I still don't understand how the cubes makes sense. I don't know why Hack the Box Academy decided to go with cubes. I haven't met anyone who actually understands how cubes works on Hack the Box Academy, but as you complete modules, you unlock cubes. Those can sometimes unlock stuff. I don't know. I don't do the cube stuff. I do the subscription. But now we have this. This is where it does make sense on Hack the Box Academy is if you are a student. So if you are a student, you can get what's equivalent to the silver one, where you have access to the Bug Bounty Hunter path, the Pen Tester path, and SOC Analyst path for only $8 a month. So if you are a student, I strongly recommend this, maybe even above TryHackMe, because at this price point, it's more affordable than TryHackMe, and I think the content is a little more in-depth than TryHackMe, at least in its current state. So if you are a student, do this. High school, secondary school, university, or trade school. It says you will need to change the email in your account to be the email provided by your academic institution. So a .edu email, and then you are able to do that. You can buy the voucher separate. But that is my overall thoughts on which one is better between web application pen testing and web fundamentals compared to the bug bounty hunter path over on Hack the Box Academy. So let's summarize. The content depth is better in Hack the Box Academy, just slightly in my opinion, but TryHackMe is way more affordable and way less confusing when it comes to signing up for a subscription. If you are a student with a .edu email, I recommend doing Hack the Box Academy's path. If you are not, I recommend doing TryHackMe because you get way more content for the price point. But hey, let me know if you really disagree with me or if you really agree with me. Would love to hear your thoughts, especially those of you like me who have done both pathways. Which one did you prefer? Which one helped you learn better? And which one makes more sense at the price point? Would love to hear from you. And believe it or not, I do read all the comments in my video. So I will see your comment. I will do my best to respond, and I will see you over in the comment section.